Okay, this is chapter 13, lesson 2, and this is a super short lesson. This is talking about cyclic quadrilaterals. So a quadrilateral is cyclic if and only if a pair of its opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, so if you remember back to quadrilaterals, what was the total degree measure of quadrilateral? Yep, 360 degrees. Okay, so the whole thing is 360 degrees. Okay, so we're looking for a pair of its opposite angles to be supplementary. Okay, and what does supplementary mean? Yes, that's right, it adds up to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's draw a quadrilateral that's cyclic. And if you remember from lesson 1, for a polygon to be cyclic, that means that all of its vertices are inscribed on the circle. Okay, so here's one. Okay, so I have a quadrilateral. You can see this isn't a rectangle, a square, anything like that, but it's a quadrilateral, and all of its vertices are inscribed on the circle. Okay, so now think back to inscribed angles. We said that inscribed angles are half the measure of the intercepted arc. Okay, so let's just look at two arcs here. Let's look here and here. So if I have this angle here, it is inscribed in this arc, okay? And then if I look at the angle opposite it, this angle over here, this angle is inscribed in this arc. Okay, well the two arcs there make up the entire circle, okay? So the entire circle is 360 degrees, okay? Inscribed angles are half the measure of their intercepted arc. So together, these two angles should equal 180 degrees because they are intercepting between the two of them the whole circle. So the whole circle is 360. Half of that is 180. So this angle intercepts this part of the circle. This angle intercepts this part of the circle. Together, they intercept the whole circle. So that's 360 degrees. So that means the measure of the inscribed angles is half that, which would be 180. Okay, and remember that if two angles add up to 180 degrees, we say they are supplementary. So the angles that are opposite each other have to be supplementary. They have to add up to 180 degrees. Otherwise, you're not going to get a full circle here. Okay, you could look at the other angles in this quadrilateral also. Okay, so if we instead look at these two angles, these would also have to be supplementary. These are opposite angles. So this angle here is intercepting this arc, and then this angle is intercepting this arc. Together that makes the whole circle 360 degrees. Half of that is 180. So these two inscribed angles together have to equal 180. So therefore they are supplementary. Okay. The converse of this is also true, that if you know that the angles are supplementary, then the quadrilateral must be cyclic. And if you think of some of the quadrilaterals that we talked about, like rectangles and squares, they're made up of all right angles. All right angles are 90 degrees. 90 plus 90 is 180. So if you have a quadrilateral that's made up of all right angles, then the opposite angles are always going to be supplementary. So that means that all of those rectangles and squares are going to be cyclic because they have opposite angles that are supplementary. Okay, that's it for chapter 13, lesson 2.